Brilliance Audio.
Jonah Bennett, a Bennett Mafia novella, by Tijan. Performed by Benjamin Charles and Holly Warren. Jonah. No! The world exploded in screams. Then blood. More blood. More gunfire. People were running. I was running. I caught Melissa's body, but the guy... I looked. The guy was gone. "We need you to come down to the station," said a voice from somewhere above me. We were at the hospital. Or I was. But I wasn't working. I didn't know what I was doing. That guy... Melissa was already dead when I caught her body, but the ambulance still brought her here. They were trying to save her, but I knew as I felt for her pulse, she was gone. 2 detectives stood before me, and I looked around. Where am I? One of the cops looked around, too. He answered slowly, eyeing me. We're at San Antonio Medical Center. I raked a hand through my hair. My fiancée. I looked behind them. A doctor stood there, frowning at me. 2 nurses with him. Why were they looking at me like that? I stood to go around the cops, to the doctor. She's gone, isn't she? The doctor looked back at the nurses. One gave him a nod, and he came toward me, his hands in his pockets. Yes, Mr. Bennett. Your fiancée, Melissa Rainsley, didn't make it. We were unable to resuscitate her. Oh, God. Oh, God. 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 I went over it all in my head, remembering the guy, what he'd said. He'd asked my name, and then shot her.
Carson. Sometimes being a forensic technician was cool. Sometimes it wasn't. And I wasn't even the lab director. That was Milo. I was the technician, so I was more their assistant, doing the tests, taking the samples, stuff like that. But currently, I was exhausted, and I wasn't loving my job because I'd already worked a 16-hour shift. And even though I'd clocked out, I had more left to do. We'd had more bodies than normal come through. The other tech, Benjamin, had the weekend off for a wedding he was going to up in Oklahoma. This wasn't a normal situation, but that didn't matter. It was all me. Milo had called, said she needed a rush on some new tests on the most recent body, and since I was the closest to the lab, it was on me to get it done. Police had called in late, putting an urgent rush on the tests. I agreed, because what choice did I have? I remember when the body came in. Even though she was dead, she was beautiful. Her family had come through, asking to see her. I also noticed her ring. Milo had noticed too. It was swabbed before it was taken in for evidence, but it was a serious rock. Whoever loved this girl really loved her. The dude had money, but he hadn't been with the family when they came in. A pair of parents. The mom was stiff. The dad, too. They'd just stood there, looking at her. The little brother broke my heart. He was maybe in high school. He'd fallen apart, and then they'd left. No one else had showed up since, so the lab was dark and closed when I went back. I scanned my badge, went in, and went to the back room to put my stuff down. I was coming back out with my lab coat on and my hair pulled back when I heard the voices. No one to know. I had already come through the first door by the time I realized what I was walking into. Through the doors, through the window, I could see Benjamin. His head was down, and he was very much not at a wedding. He wore street clothes, and there were 3 others with him. Hey! I turned, seeing who had spoken. A big guy just stood inside the front door with a gun. A gun? What the what? and he was seriously large. As I watched, another guy stepped around him, and he was like the dude, 2.0. They were both Goliaths, and both with guns. Holy exclamation point! What is going on here? Carr. Benjamin came toward me from the other room, looking me up and down. What are you doing here? You're clocked out for the night.